The cold weather is here, and some people were not ready for it yet. We got blankets, sleeping bags, anything to stay warm outdoors. Number 2, Little Snake River at Kaycee. First half, Little Snake River wearing the white. They would onside the opening kickoff and recover. A few plays later, J.P. Eli would check in from a couple yards out to get his team on the board first, leading 8-0. Then the defense would make their presence felt early on. Garrett Grieve comes in untouched and bucks that buckaroo off of his high horse, and the two-time defending state champs were setting the tone of this game. But the boys in blue had their moments as well, such as this one on defense. Zach Phillip is looking for somebody. He feels the pressure and has to get rid of the ball. He thought he had a man open, but James Carroll is going to rip that ball out of the air for an interception, and what could have been a touchdown became a touchback for Kaycee. A few possessions later, the Rattler defense would strike back, and this time it was fruitful. Carroll's in trouble. Manuel Quinteros will knock the ball loose. Grieve will dive on it in the end zone for an easy 6 points. The home team had some problems hanging onto the ball. I'll show you more later. Visitors now lead 16-0. Okay, it's later. The boys in blue ended up with about 6 giveaways in the first half and about 9 or 10 of them total. That's not going to win your team many ball games. Grieve with another recovery, and LSR was back in business. Now it's time to bring on the air attack. Little Snake River can do that as well. Phillips just trying to buy some time. He'd get it and uncork a 40-yard bomb to Connor Lee, who was open on the far sideline. He'd cruise from there, and the score would give his team a 22-0 advantage after the first 10 minutes. Second quarter, the Rattlers take advantage of another turnover, and we make a blooper of our own. Phillip is looking for Lee again, and we can prove that the camera was well protected from Mother Nature. Lee would stay inbounds barely for a 34-yard score, and this game was starting to get out of hand. It's 28-0. Kaycee's offense needed to get something going sooner, else they were going to get swallowed up whole. Carroll hooks it with Taylor Rouse on a crossing pattern for a 35-yard strike. That would finally get rid of the 0, but the home team has more work to do, trailing 28-6. Then Little Snake River was in a giving mood. Bad exchange on the pitch. Thankfully, Phillip was able to fall on the ball first, or else the safety would have been a touchdown instead. The Buckaroos will take the 2 points and are now down 28-8. The Rattlers would try to bite back. Phillip again's looking for his favorite target on the fade route, and he'd hook up with number 9, but Carroll wears the same number. That's the second pick of the game. It would save 6 points. Carroll came up limping on the play, but he would be all right. The boys in blue tried to go on without him, but watch number 16. That's Quinteros. He saw that play coming from the start. Another turnover, and LSR would set up shop again. They would then bring in the heavy guy. He may be a lineman, but in this game, everyone is receiver eligible. Jake Reddy weighs 260 pounds. He's dragging 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, and he still manages to reach the ball across the goal line for a 19-yard touchdown. That's determination. Little Snake River had all the momentum, leading 34-8 going into halftime. Okay, it may have been a bit chilly for him, but this is football weather. Get used to it. Third quarter, the Rattlers were putting a stranglehold on the scoreboard. Quinteros goes one way, then he realized that no one was going in the other direction, so he'll take the path of least resistance. 5 yards, 6 points. It's 42-8 at this point. Then the defense comes through. You saw that Reddy was hard to bring down. Well, he's also hard to block. That ball's going out of the end zone for a safety, and the opposition might want to redirect their kicking game next time away from him. It's now 44-8. LSR would take the free kick and march again. Eli's going to muscle his way through just to get 2 yards, but it got him into the end zone. The visitors are close to putting the mercy rule on this game. The scoreboard now reads 52-8. Credit to Kaycee. They did not quit. They still had a few scores in them. Carroll gets himself out of a jam. Then he's directing traffic. This ball was a toss-up, but Marcus Coe was able to out-jump his defender and haul that pass in. He'd shake a tackler and go to the promised land for a 55-yard score. He got his team some much-needed points, but they still trailed 52-14. Hey, Little Snake River could do that too, and they did. Quinteros on the halfback option, and Lee is wide open and gone. 55 yards himself. No one will catch him. The visitors had this one in the bag, up 58-14 going into the final 10 minutes. Fourth quarter, they keep it on the ground and keep the clock moving. Quinteros gets good blocking up front, heads towards the near sideline, hits the brakes to fake out one defender, and then finish off a 60-yard run that would put the running clock rule into effect. Both teams scored a few more times after this, but this game was over a long time ago. The Rattlers buck off the Buckaroos 72-29.